Hello. Howdy. It says we're live. So hello. Hopefully that is true. How we doing? How did we do yesterday when we did not have a stream together? I got very, very little done. Like I felt pretty tired, so I took it as sort of like more of a rest day, gonna be honest. So I did not get a lot of my to-do list or my writing done, but that's okay. Sometimes you need a rest day, and having those on the weekend are, feels appropriate. But that was, I took yesterday as a rest day, meaning I have not gotten my to-do list done for the week. So we shall see how that goes. I've got a couple things that I want to get done today, in terms of like setting up my planner for next week and sort of like setting up to have a successful week. Like, because I'm trying my best to get my outlines straightened out so that I can just like write. But so far it has been more of a struggle to do that. So, because those of you who have been here know I'm much more of a pantser than a plotter, and so sort of trying to shift over that to that mindset has been difficult, shall we say. So yeah, but anyway, I'm doing okay. I feel like I am setting myself up for a good week for the rest of the week, by taking today and kind of checking things off the to-do list and getting prepped. So I'm going to be doing some sort of like odds and ends and short pieces of writing, I guess, today, rather than like huge chunks like I would like to be doing. But hopefully some of you can, hopefully I can live vicariously through some of y'all as I set things up. And y'all are, but either way, it's a writing and productivity sprint day. So that's where we are standing. We're sitting in this case because I am currently sitting. Maggie says, hello, lovelies. Hello, Maggie. And Paget is here. Hey, how's it going? It's going. It's a Sunday. Time is ticking, and I'm hoping that'll be a good session today. So, because Friday's session was really nice, and I was able to do sort of like a deep focus in each sprint and actually get things accomplished. So I'm hoping that today will follow suit. Thought you'd give this one a go. Excellent. Welcome to our weekend session. Okay, who are we talking to? Maggie is in Colorado, not in Texas. Yeah, Maggie's in Colorado. You are windy and bright on the snow-covered prairie today. Oh, sunshine is good. Sounds so gorgeous. Yes, I agree. One of your favorite people who you met in Chicago is from Denver and moved back there a few years ago. Total devotee. Yes. Okay, so Paget says you're in the Southern California desert. The high is 61, but you have high wind warnings. And judging by the normal amount of crazy wind, you anticipate the trash can will go flying at some point. Yes. Yeah. Either like fences and hedges tuck the trash can behind them, or I don't know if you can chain them down or something. You're envious of Maggie's snow-covered prairie. Oh, it's fine. Coffee kicking in is a good thing. Mine has not quite kicked in yet because I had it with lunch rather than breakfast. So hopefully it will kick in soon. Maggie says it's pretty cold because it comes with wind chill and snow blindness. Yes. Megan says, perfect timing. You finished recording the audio for your Cyrano review with 8 minutes to spare. Nice. And this is where I said, don't forget to grab something to drink. I do have a large glass of water, and I am hoping to get through that by the second sprint. And that way I'll go and refill it again. So you're welcome. More coffee. What could go wrong? Yes, indeed. Don't you love it when the timing seems to fit perfectly on its own? Yes, it does. Yes. And it's a refreshing change from the usual of feeling like, oh, I still have to do XYZ more. Yes. CB also timed it perfectly. You had a shower and washed your hair. If you don't wash your hair on Sunday night, you have to get up at 5 a.m. Monday to do it. Yeah, because of scheduling. Your care is supposed to start at 9:30 a.m. GMT on a Monday and Thursday, but no rota this week, though, so no idea if you're... Oh, okay. Gotcha. Devin is here. Howdy. Howdy, Devin. How are you? Hope you're doing well. And Gillian is here. Is it Gillian or Jillian? Is it the hard or the softer G? Do let me know. But good morning. And there was an outpouring of appreciation for your live stream playlists on our stream yesterday. Yes. I am so thankful that Devin started doing this. So, yes, absolutely. Cool Gamer is here. Hello. Welcome. Tiny Scribe is here. Hello, all. Hello. And, okay, just wanted to let Devin know that a lot of people appreciate Devin. Yes, 100%. And also, hi to Cool Gamer. CB says, I got a lot done yesterday. Ooh, nice. And then you decided you hated what you wrote, so you're rewriting it. Okay. All right. Making it better. Yes. Megan took your dogs to the beach yesterday. They hated the water, but enjoyed the walk on the sand. Nice. Claude is here. Hello. How are you? Hope you're doing well. CB says, I'm the opposite. I hate sand. Jenna says, hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Devin says, thank you. So, okay, Jillian, soft G. Gotcha. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And Mark is here. Hello. How are you? How are you? And here, Devin is flexing the playlist. And bowels. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, yes. Erica is here. Hello. You've been getting way too distracted with social media, so you love the sprints. They help you focus so much better. Yes. Amen to that. Sprints and timed sort of like chunks of work are, I think, I don't know that I can go back to not having them. So, yes, Devin is a lifesaver. Absolutely. All right. So speaking of distraction, I pulled a card today and it was in the inverse position. So that means we have a slightly different message, sort of more of like a warning-esque of like, hey, don't forget, you're supposed to be doing XYZ. So either way, so it's not bad. It's just like they term it differently in the guidebook. So our spirit for the day is the hummingbird spirit. And the hummingbird was in the upside down or inverse position. So we're going to read the protection message is what Colette Baron Reed calls it. You're not focusing again, are you? Hello. Camera, can we fool you to focusing again? Maybe. Maybe. Okay, maybe not. Either way, it'll focus at some point. So, the protection message or the inverse position message. Nectar is everywhere, but the hummingbird is here to remind you that flying from flower to flower and being all over the place wastes precious energy. Be still, be here, now in the present moment, enjoying the sweetness and sustenance available to you. Focus on one flower today, just one. Okay. And that's where that's where I was like, oh. So I'll talk to y'all about that in a minute, but what my interpretation of that is. Nectar is there for you, and the hummingbird spirit's message is that whatever you put your focus and attention, there is where your energy flows. Are you focused on the sweetness or finding something better somewhere else, always yearning and feeling that life is not enough or that you are not enough? All that you seek is right here, right now. Appreciate the present, and you will see that you are where you need to be and enjoying what you are entitled to enjoy in this timeless and perfect moment. So, hummingbird, always flitting around, and when it when it says focus on one flower today, I'm like, oh, okay. So don't work on 10,000 different projects today. I should be focusing on one thing. Hello, camera. Let's try this focus again. Yes, yay. Thank you. So I don't know that I can completely focus on like one particular project today. So I'm going to do a little bit of a cheat and say I'm going to be focusing on my to-do list. Is that too much of a cheat? Is that too much? I mean, like I could try and focus mainly on one of the bigger tasks that's on my to-do list and see if I could focus on that for at least 3 hours. But I don't know that my brain could handle that. So I could just say to-do list and like focus on getting those things marked off. So that's going to be my cheat. But it is definitely of like your brain has been scattered all over the place. Like rein it back in, focus on one thing at a time, and then you'll be able to actually accomplish things. At least that's the message that is coming through to me. So I don't know. There's definitely some other sort of like nuances and things of like, are you always like thinking off to the future, or like the could have beens, or the like, is your brain not where it's supposed to be? Is definitely another aspect of this card. But for me, what popped out was that focus on one thing today and try to accomplish it. So my to-do list, my to-do list, is that allowable? I mean, so, let's see, where were we? Okay, yes, this is where Devin is lifesaver. Candy? Yes. Marina, another via Devin. Yes. And welcome, Julie. Welcome. Maggie loves the hummingbird card. Yes. A lightsaber, maybe. So yes, no project hopping is essentially what the hummingbird might be telling us. Your muse is a greedy hummingbird and wants all the idea flowers. Yeah, indeed. And that's part of the problem. Perfect card. Yeah, that's what it feels like, right? It's just like kind of like you need to focus on one thing today. One flower today. I don't think it's physically possible. Yeah, and that's what it sort of like feels like is my brain I don't think can handle focusing for the 3-hour session on just one like writing task today. I don't think my brain is capable of that today. Some days it can, but I don't think so today. Your muse flew beak first into cold, hard glass window. She's concussed, which is why she's trying. Oh, CB, I love you. It's amazing. Maggie says you're making yourself finish editing and formatting today. I think those are, yes, I think those are definitely good. The tech gremlins are active today. Oh no, they invaded a few other streams earlier. Okay, so we will be on the lookout for them. CB is going to be focusing on Stark for President and Clarinet, and only those two things for the rest of the month of February. Okay, nice. The to-do list is technically one project. It is, and that's kind of how I'm like viewing it. Hashtag save your work. That's a productive and fair cheat. There we go. Okay, so it's allowed. Good. Julie says my ADHD brain does not allow for just one thing. It shuts down. So you're going to say the card is for you and keep moving your way. Exactly. Or, doing one thing at a time. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's more of like limit the distractions. Maybe. You feel this, you keep switching back and forth between writing one project and editing another, and you need to just focus on writing for the rest of the day. There we go. So it's at least appropriate for some of us. So that's at least sort of a bonus. And he's cute anyway. So even if he's not for all of us, he's cute, and that gives him some bonus points, I guess. Yes, Devin, and that's one of the ones that we're going to be using. Is we're going to be starting off with the new lions. The new lion timer. 15-minute warm-up sprint because that's how I get into things. So that's what we're going to do. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up now. Share. Okay. All right. So this one is a silent timer, which means you get to pull up your own playlist and play whatever music your heart desires. And if we prefer the typewriter, in fact, let me do this. Second sprint, audio option, silence, or typewriter sounds. Okay, so this will be for the second sprint because I've already got this one pulled up. But I'm going to put a poll in the chat as to whether or not the second sprint you want silence or typewriter sounds for the audio. But that'll be for second sprint. So don't worry about this sprint. You can just pull up whatever music you feel like. Okay, so reminders. 1, save your document if you've already been working this morning. And if you haven't, now's a good time to pull it up. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with. And if you haven't sipped in a while, go ahead and take a sip. 3, make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break or a snack, you do that. Those are your reminders, and here we go. 15-minute warm-up sprint with one of HK Darkwood's newest timers. Here we go. 15 minutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, how was that? I did decently. So I marked off 1, 2, 3, 3.5 things from my to-do list. One of which was print my tax forms, because now that I have my W-2s, I can go ahead and do my taxes. So that was one of the things that I needed to get done, was print those so that I can have a rough draft so that I can fill out the online form quite easily. So I've done that. Created a partial to-do list for next week, so that I can have a better glimpse of that. So I marked off a couple things, which is good. So moving on with the to-do list, doing pretty good. So there's at least that. Devin, I know, right? Well, but I also, and this is the first year that, is this the first year I've had 2 W-2s? No, because I have done different part-time jobs in the same year, or different part and full-time jobs in the same year. But this is the first one that I've gotten from, this is the first time I've gotten a tax information thing from Amazon for last year for royalties. And so this is the first time I'm having something that has royalties on it. So I'm going to have to figure that out. I don't think it's going to be that different. I think I just have to add it to my sort of like income, and check and make sure I didn't make enough in royalties to like have like tax withheld or anything. So, but I just got to make sure that I do it right, so that the IRS don't come and like knock on my door. Actually, they'll send me a politely worded record of like a politely worded piece of mail that says, "Hey, you did some questionable things. Mail us your W-2s," and stuff like that. So I don't want them to do that. I've had to do that once before. All right, come on. I know you're going to come through. So, I'm waiting for a interesting. See if I can. Okay, so Devin got it. Thank you. Yes, tens is an anagram of snot. That is true. But yes, so I was marking things off my to-do list, and the largest or sort of like long-term one of those is going to be taxes for this coming week. I mean, if I could get it done today, that'd be great, but that'll probably happen off stream as I try and get some of my other to-do lists done. To-do list items, I should say. Okay, so Jenna says, I love these poll options. Yes, in case you haven't already voted, the polls is for the second sprint audio, silence versus typewriter sounds. And so far, 16 people have voted, and it is 62% silence. So people prefer either silence or being able to use their own music. But either way, I'm going to leave that up for right now, just for a few more minutes as we make our way through the comments. So if you have not voted yet, now would be the time to do so. It looks like most of everybody who's watching has already voted, though. So either way, I'm going to leave that up for a minute. So Maggie says, you're making lunch for the fam. Excellent. CB has been researching your vacation in New York City / DC, and MSG probably won't happen because they're not doing tours right now. Gotcha. Yes, this is how I feel. And every time I feel like a headache, because I'm always sort of like second guessing myself over the wording. And I know they have things worded specifically like for reasons, but it takes my brain like so much more effort to like wrap my brain around what they're trying to get. You know, just is. Mark says, I read over a single paragraph because you were busy making food and giving attention to the birds. Well, the birds do need some attention every now and then. Claude said, I added a timeline for your scenes and summarized one of them. Excellent. Not quite. It's close, but not quite. Let's see. Julie says, you got life admin stuff done. And got the heavy to get out of bed. It's Monday morning where you are in a public holiday. Oh. And, okay. This looks like aorta, but aortoria is my best guess, but please forgive me if I butchered the name. CB got 21 words that time. Excellent. Jenna got some marketing stuff done. Excellent. Vincent McMahon is an evil. You would know because that is part of your fascination and your fanfic base. So yes. Jillian says you got your daily planning done and you're about to do a brain dump before hopping into editing for today. Just realized that you are weirdly anxious. Did you have coffee today? Because sometimes coffee makes me more anxious than I would normally be. And yes, that is, but being anxious is sometimes you got to figure out why. And sometimes it's because you're thinking about all the things that you have to do for the next week. Sometimes I feel that anxiety coming on. But yeah. Christina says, hello. Hello. Weaver says, hello. Hello. And Megan says, it's also an imordnilap. I'm not good at this word. Palindrome. Backwards. Yes. Tons of snot. Yes. I forgot that was what that was. Yes. Palindrome backwards. Words that are different when forwards and backwards. Yes. Yes. Chocolate chip pancakes are ready. Who wants a plate? Me. Always. Always, always. You do. Okay, so it's Aotearoa. Aotearoa. Another name for New Zealand. Okay. Gotcha. I will do my best to remember that. Did not know that. Devin says, I don't eat plates. Oh, in response to Maggie's, who wants a plate? The Maori name. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so both Jillian and you are. Okay. Nice. Well, very nice to meet you. And yes, both of you are on the other side of the date line, so it's already Monday for both of y'all. Okay. So Diamond Brook Ruff, hello, hello, welcome. Devin says New Zealand is on my bucket list. Yes. Yes, it is. It would be a fascinating place, and it is also on my eventual bucket list. So, but you know, we're not doing that until Panini is more under control. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close the poll. And so that was 63% of y'all wanted silence when writing so that you could choose your own timer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find this one. If it will pop up. Yes. All right. Share. This is one of my favorites of HKs because it's got the Aurora Borealis and the waves. Um, so that is where we are going to go for the sprint. All right, so here are your reminders for sprint number 2. This is our self-promo sprint. So if you have something that you would like to promote, be it your YouTube channel, your Twitch channel, your Etsy store, your Amazon author page, your website, your blog, your new videos, whatever it may be, now is the time to promote it during this second sprint, and bonus points and gold stars to you if it is writing adjacent. That is the sort of limitations for self-promo time. And then you have your regular reminders, which is 1, save your document. 2, make sure that you have something to hydrate with, and if you have not taken a sip, go ahead and do so. 3, make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break, or if you need a snack, do that. There you go. Those are your reminders for this sprint, 25-minute Pomodoro sprint, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, that was sprint number 2. So I did, I took some clothes out for laundry, which is why I turned the camera off, because that feels weird. Showing that on camera to me. So, whatevs. So started the laundry, or contributed to the laundry, and so marked that in the process of my to-do list. I did my tarot journal, and sort of I'm keeping a running list of things that I would like to do the next time I create a tarot journal, or a sort of like querent journal of some kind. And I think I'll probably take space away from the question area, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 lines for it, and I don't really need that much space for the 4 lines. So anyway, some of y'all might not know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my tarot journal, which I will put in the chat as my self-promo, I guess. Copy. Paste. In case you feel like needing a tarot journal. Either way, so I tend to not use all of the space for the questions. I do tend to use all the space for like keywords. I do tend to use the majority of this page. Sometimes my initial reactions are I make decent connections for the interpretation, like in the initial part. Sometimes I don't. So I do like having those sort of as separate sections. But yeah. And then most of the time I'm using this for myself, so I don't necessarily always need a separate section for the reader and the querent. But for the majority of this, I love. So, but it's definitely going to be and I think the next one I make is going to be smaller, because this is essentially 8.5 by 11-ish, and it's pretty massive. So I was able to do this in large print, which was fantastic for a first try. But I do find that it's a little big for what I would normally like carry around, because like I can carry around this A5 with relative ease. I can just stick that in my bag, but it's a lot bigger than an A5, and so I find that I don't like always take it with me to like do readings for other people. So I think, especially if I'm going to make a 365 one, it definitely needs to be a smaller size. So that is sort of, yeah, smaller tarot journal is definitely easier to transport. And that's kind of what I'm thinking for the next version that I make, is definitely going to be a smaller size. But yeah, so I'm enjoying it though. This is my second one. So I do have a third one. I just haven't made it all the way through this one yet. So, yes. But anyway, here we go. Okay, let me say hello and do all of the self-promos and what we were chatting about during that sprint. Where were we? Okay. Megan would like typewriter sounds for the next sprint because it makes you feel like you type faster. There you go. Julie says, I'm a weird person that doesn't really want to travel even before all the stuff happened these last few years. Yeah, I mean, there has to be a specific like place that I would like to go. And there has to be like a reason. If I'm just going to like, relax or whatever, that is a different kind of travel, versus if I'm going to go travel and see things, which is usually what my travel has been with the family. Very rarely do I just get to travel to go hang out with some of my besties. So Yeah, traveling in general to me means usually a family trip, which has its own stressor factors. So yeah, CB says, okay, so this is CB's self-promo. I have 34 stories on archive of our own under the name Pepperoni Fan 1982. 2 of them are 3 shots or 3 chapters. 1 is a 2-shot, and the rest are 1-shots. You pulled the novel for the 11th time. Oh no! And you have some new videos on your YouTube page, which is under the handle CB394. And Devin says, all my things. Here's the link tree for Dev75. And the more sprints, which are the playlists that we find oh so helpful. And this is where I said I was turning off my camera. Devin was like, ooh, secretive. Just laundry. Just laundry. Mark headed out. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate the company. And Paget said bye to Mark. And Paget says, I would also like to go to New Zealand. And what is a brain dump? Brain dump is sort of like that you just write down whatever is in your brain, stream of conscious, trying to get down everything you know about a story or about an idea onto a page, and then or you can worry about organizing the ideas and expanding the ideas later. Jenna says, my 1-year anniversary stream for your first book launch will be over on your YouTube page on February 14th, which is not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's Q&A along with playing Jackbox games. Ooh, fun. That sounds awesome. Okay, so 5 p.m., not tomorrow, but next Friday, Jenna's channel. Okay, so Jenna says to Paget, brain jump is where you just type or write anything and everything that comes to mind on a page. Organization is normally highly personalized and can be changed from one session to the next, as the process is rather organic in thought. Yes, some people make like actual brain maps. So like here's a cloud and then like the ideas that branch off from each other. Some people just like write and just fill the page from like margin to margin. Some people color code. It depends on you. Yes. It allows you to make each thought tangible and manageable if you are feeling overwhelmed. Yes. Here is Jenna's channel. Thank you, Devin. Thank you, thank you. Yes, Devin is a rock star. And those playlists you make are sanity saving. Yes, indeed. Which rock star am I? Whichever rock star you want to be. Devin says, definitely not a singer. Jenna says, ooh, maybe a drummer or a keyboard player or a guitarist then. Devin says, I could bang on a cowbell. You could. See, we got 252 words. Excellent. Jillian says to Paget, sorry, just saw the question now. Brain dump is where you write down anything that's in your head. You use it to get all those little niggling thoughts and doubts out of your head. Yes. And that's my tarot journal link there, in case you want it. Jillian says, you find that once they're on paper, it's easier to address them and silence the ideas. Oh, there you go. Fed the family, did the laundry, swept the floor. Yay, productivity. And Maggie loves your tarot journal. I'm glad. But she would also buy a smaller one. Yes, I think it was, I knew what size it was because I measured it out, but I didn't, like, it's different to tangibly, like, hold it. So, yes, smaller tarot journal is easier to transport. Here's Megan's self-promo. Monday is my birthday, and I'm hosting a live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time on the 7th, which is tomorrow. Hopefully, you'll join me to celebrate your 30th birthday and your AMA. I think you are also doing an AMA as a part of this. Ask me anything. CB says, yes, it requires a larger bag. Yes, it does. Julie got more life admin stuff done. Kids returning to school tomorrow after summer holidays, and it's the start of your school year here. Going through the school emails and completing the forms. Gotcha. Maggie says, I am planning on writing a book in it. Sorry. Wait, what? Because you have, gotcha. Because you have a character who pulls cards every day and you're looking forward to that writing experience. Ooh, nice. So you're going to be pulling with the mindset of your character. Ooh, that could be fun. And Laura is here. Hello. Hello, hello. How are you? Are you having a lazy Sunday, or are you ramping up for next week? Megan says you worked on your Cyrano review, but Canva was glitching. Oh no! So you're taking a break from it. Gotcha. Megan says, here's my Amazon page. Blue Water is coming this month. Ooh, exciting. Yes, MM Ward on Amazon. Olympic diver Camille Wallace and her sister Wilhelmina learned the truth about love and devotion of the Hightower men only 2 nights before Wilhelmina's wedding through their shared cloud account shared with Mina's fiance, and 328 images of a bachelor party featuring their doppelgangers entertaining Kent and Kyle. Tragedy follows. Ooh, that sounds complicated. And 15 years later, can Camille and Kyle clear the water between them and start over, or is ice-cold Coach Wally too stubborn to forgive? Do those pictures justify the secret Camille kept? Oh no! Secrets. And hello, Toenails on Toast. What a name. Welcome. And Elizabeth is here. Hello! You are not in the best headspace lately. Oh no, but figures you would jump on the stream and try to do some work. Well, welcome, and hopefully writing/relaxing with friends will help. I hope so. Tangible and manageable. Yes, that's exactly right. And why you love brain dumps. Yes. It's going to have, yes. Okay, so Megan's birthday stream is also going to have an AMA to celebrate hitting 100 followers, and just because it's your birthday. Yay. CB says, also on the subject of a smaller tarot journal, if you're flying, a smaller journal weighs less. Yes, this is true. Cassie has her own tarot deck and acts quite a bit like a Disney princess. Oh, very fun. And Kai says, hiya, my internet decided to go down before the stream and has only come back up again. You're hoping it's more stable now. I hope so too, especially if you are working on a something like Google Drive or Google Docs. So don't forget to save, y'all, because apparently the technology is interesting. All right. So we're going to do another 25-minute. Do we want silence or typewriter? Y'all comment in the chat whether you want silence or typewriter, and we will go for another 25-minute sprint. Yes, the gremlins are out today, apparently. Okay, Devin votes for silence. So that's one vote for silence. Elizabeth votes for silence. Jillian votes for typewriter. Rachel votes for typewriter. And do we have a tiebreaker? Megan votes for typewriter. All right. We will go with typewriter then. All right. Let me share the screen again. All right, so this one does have the typewriter audio, so if it annoys you, feel free to mute. But here are your reminders. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip of whatever you're supposed to be drinking or go refill your glass, which I will have to do this sprint. 3, make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Those are your reminders. Here we go. 25-minute Pomodoro sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty. I am out of focus again. Let's see if we can get the camera to rethink that. There we go. Hello. How was that? That was our typewriter audio from HK Darkwood's Sprints, or Sprint timers, I should say. How did that go? Did we like those? For those of you who were new to the channel, new to those timers, do we like those? All right, where were we? Yes, that was, you need to try it once since you're new. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, we can go back to silence, because there are quite a few of us who also like to write in either silence or our own chosen music. Devin said, I'll just mute the stream. Jenna said, woot woot. If there's noise, I won't work. Yes, noise canceling headphones can be great for that. I sometimes wish I had more noise canceling ones, but I don't want to pay the price for like the real ones. Still saving for that kind of thing. So brain dump might be what's called for over here in ADHD level 1 land. Maybe, could be. They sometimes help. If you have a trouble distraction, there's nothing better. Gotcha. The Gremlins voted for silence. The Gremlins don't get a say. One more vote wouldn't have mattered anyway. Well, there you go. Kai says, went downstairs for some tea and your dad is watching Lost, saying he's never seen it before. I think I saw the first season. I might have seen parts of the second season as well, but yeah. Devin says, I've never seen Lost. Never seen it either. How is this possible? Neither of you. Too recent for you. Too young to watch it when it came out. Parents wouldn't let you watch. Now I remember we sat down and we watched together as a family part of at least the first season together. And it was weird, which like I didn't mind the weirdness, but there was not enough connection for me to enjoy it. I mean, like I watched the whole first season because I wanted to know when they were going to eventually start connecting the dots. And I found that for my own personal taste, there was not enough connections. So, or enough foreshadowing or whatever. But anyway, I mean, it was pretty good, but there was not enough for me to be satisfied with, so I just didn't carry on. Megan is saying sorry. Devin says I am old. You love the chimes at the end of, yes, the chimes at the end of the timer are very nice. I like them. Megan says, to be fair, my parents control the media you consume until you turned 18. Gotcha. Yeah, that would then sort of definitely limit the amount of things that you might have been exposed to. So Jillian says, finished editing 1 chapter. Nice. Excellent. Excellent. Kai says, 374 words and an existential crisis. Is this because you feel old? Is that why you're having an existential crisis? Maggie says, you edited more of a chapter while listening to Nia and the group talking about the Princess Bride. Oh, I love the Princess Bride. Love it, love it, love it. Devin says, nothing after 2000 interests me. What about time traveling shows that don't say that they're after 2000? What about those? Yes, I'm with Elizabeth. Only seen the first season. Still living in the 80s and 90s. Hey, I mean, there were some great shows in there. So you enjoyed the typewriter sounds. Oh, good. Good, good. CB says, nothing after 2019. In other words, the Adventures Endgame ensue. Gotcha. Elizabeth got some of the lesson planning done. Excellent. Not done though. Yeah. Yes, I feel this. I feel the dead face in that. The little smiley emoji that's just the dead face. Yes, I get this. Maggie says, I figured out why you figured out they were in some kind of purgatory by the third episode of Lost. Yeah, and there are some shows that you can make those connections and like you can see that that's going to happen, but then they don't actually like implement more of that connectivity, and it's frustrating sometimes. Um, the I'm trying to think, was it? I think it was M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. Um, Supposedly, there's some sort of sorry, spoiler alert, y'all. We're going to be talking about spoilers. Supposedly, there's some sort of the sound of an airplane in the background within the first like 10 minutes. But as they were doing the opening credits, I was like, wouldn't this be funny if, because I think in the opening credits they have like all the pictures. Or anyway, within the first 10 minutes, probably before the airplane sound goes on, I said, because we were watching this in class, I said, wouldn't it be funny if this was like set in real time in contemporary times? Had no clue, had never seen it before, had never read any reviews about it, like nothing. And my teacher at the time like shushed me real loud, and I was like, wait, what? Did I get it right? So there are some movies that like or shows that you can do the connection without really even seeing the majority of it. But I just found that there was not enough connectivity with Lost for me. So yeah. But Julie says you completely tuned out the sound, didn't even realize there was a sound until you pointed it out. You do have 4 kids making noise. Well, there you go. You are used to some noise chaos level at some point, like just some low level of it. Kai says to Megan, you used to hide if there was something. Sorry. Yeah, I'll take a sip of your water. All right, so Kai used to hide if there was something on your parents that your parents banned you from watching. Oh, so you used to hide and see it. Yeah, I was that way with books. Like my mom specifically pointed out to me in like 5th grade, because I asked her what she was reading. She was reading some sort of like Harlequin romance or something, and this is I think early in 5th grade. So I would have been, how old would I have been? Like maybe 9 or 10, I think, like around that age. Anyway, so I asked Mom what she was reading, if I could read it too, because I don't know, it had a pretty cover or something. It was one of those that didn't have like a Fabio model on it. And she's like, no, you can't read it. You can't read these until you're in high school. And I was like, why am I not allowed to read? Because at that point, my parents were very much of like, oh yeah, read anything you want to. And then all of a sudden, here's this like, no, you may not read these. So I was very curious. And so I just started getting up like 15 minutes earlier in the morning to go read Mom's stack of books. So that was how I encountered the romance genre, because they were banned from me. Yeah. So that's how I started reading romance stories in 5th grade. It was because my mother told me I couldn't read them. So Maggie says, I have chihuahuas. There is no technology that will work to block out the sound of the Chihuahua Nation. Yes. Elizabeth says, seriously, Maggie, I was lost for most of the season, especially when the polar bear showed up. It kind of felt like Lost was too intelligent for you from the outset. I think they just did not do the connections right. I think that they did not have the correct symbology in there or whatever to make it super obvious for the majority of the viewers. So, and don't feel bad. So, okay, so Megan says, Kai, you did that with shows while your mother was at work. You'd flip the channels back when she came home. Yes, the Chihuahua Nation, got really bad at the end, but the first 2 to 3 seasons were pretty good. Yeah. Over 100 words for Diamond Brook. Nice. Excellent. And you're miles behind in the UK. Lost is similar to Gilligan's Island in some ways, but I think they tried to do too much with it. So, yeah, you find out in the last season that is basically what goes on. Definitely very isekai. Yes, I would kind of agree with that. Yeah, to be in the end was such a letdown. Basically, yeah, I think, and I honestly I'm not entirely sure, but I think the writers that wrote the end were not the writers that began the series, and so I think there was also that that disconnect there, that incontinuity. So yeah, you can skip season 3 through 5. Only if Gilligan's Island was trying to kill everyone. That could have made Gilligan's Island better. There is a cover of the Gilligan Island song that is sort of like dark epic. Is it by Tommy Prophet? It might be by Tommy Prophet. Anyway, you can on YouTube, there's a dark Gilligan's Island song, and it's fantastic. And it would fit right in with this. So Elizabeth says to Maggie, I see, I've heard kind of what happens in the last season, but you still don't understand it. So some good isekai anime. I may have to DM you a list of ones that, well, I'm more likely to send you DMs of manga or manhwa than I am isekai animes at this point. At this point. So yes, the dead face. Absolutely. Also during your heavily wrestling phases, so nothing but WWE interested you. Yeah, the complete opposite is true now, which is super ironic because you thought you would hate pro wrestling. There you go. We say Diamond Book says to Devin, I found Hollow Love on Netflix in English. It's amazing sci-fi story. Ooh, Hollow Love. Okay, I will write that down because gotta love a good sci-fi. All right. You saw Fantasy Island yesterday. It was one of the worst films you've ever seen. Haven't seen it. Don't do Netflix. I either do all or nothing. So you love The Village. It's fantastic. It's so good. British Netflix is awful. Jen is heading off for a break. Thanks for coming. And take care. You're still a cable guy, but not Jim Carrey cable. There you go. Yes. Did I miss? Oh, cable. Yeah, cable guy. Brain. Hello. Yes. Oh no, CB can't stand Jim Carrey. Oh no. Devin said I have been to Jim Carrey's hometown though. Cable guy is a different kind of Carrey though. True. Okay, so your parents controlled all media except books. They couldn't keep up with your consumption, so they gave up entirely. Yes. The Mask put you right off of Jim Carrey. It did a lot of people, but it also gathered a lot of people for him. You only had terrestrial TV. Okay. You appreciate the person Jim Carrey is. The Truman Show was your favorite, but you hated Ace Ventura movies. From when you were, okay, so from when CB was 11 till you moved into your apartment and then got solid. Gotcha. Time Book says, so you judged time traveling shows this year without looking. Oh, I was the one who mentioned time traveling shows, not Devin. But maybe. Enjoy your binge watching of past shows. There's so many good ones though. And sometimes they're cheaper than the new ones, which is also a thing. Jim Carrey should run. Oh no. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Lost change writers every season. Yeah, which is also probably why there wasn't a sense of continuity there. CB got right back into The Simpsons and then the WWE, and you can't watch either anymore. Simpsons should have ended at the end of season 20, and WWE should have gone down in Blaze of Glory years ago. Okay, so Maggie loves Suluo. The demonic king chases his wife. Did they make an anime out of this? I'll have to go look it up. Yes, it seemed they wanted to set up a lot of questions to keep people watching and couldn't be bothered to figure out a good explanation. Yes. You will take whatever you got. Excellent. Taking a break from One Piece. Oh, so good. So we can binge the whole arc. Yes. Sorry, I love One Piece. I have that reaction every time. They probably did do an episode based on Lost. They probably did. Yes. Yes. All right. Same. Yes. All right. I think we're mostly caught up. So I'm going to drag us into another sprint. Kicking and screaming, right? And we're going to go with a fox this time. What are we going to go with? Fox or llama? We're going to go with fox because that was the one that popped up. All right. There we go. All right. So this fox does not have the background music or ambient sounds. So it is up to you as to what music and or sounds you want to listen to. But here we go. Don't forget to save. Don't forget to sip. Don't forget to straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Or a snack. If you need one of those, get that too. That is your reminders, and we can now get started with another 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right. How was that? I got another 2 things marked off my list, and I'm working on some writing still. Still looking to kill this pen because I did not do any writing yesterday. So once again, I am still searching for the right uh, amount of. Oh no, it fell apart again. But I'm like right down to the nubbin, so I expect it's gonna um, die in relative short order. Um, anyway, um, so yes, and I got maybe a third of a page handwritten on. So not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. So working on the to-do list, getting some of those things checked off. Feels pretty good. I've got I don't have that much left to work on for the to-do list. Um, yes, Devin, it does sound a bit like a horror movie. The pen that will not die. Um, yeah, so I've got really the only thing that's left on my to-do list is to clean the bathroom, which I'll do after the stream, and to finish the taxes, which I'll do also after the stream. So bathroom, taxes, and then the writing things that are on my to-do list. So I'm on the writing things finally. And I've gotten all the other things for this week checked off, which is great. So I should be able to do hopefully both of those. The taxes, I don't mind if I run over into Monday. So I'll at least get one of them done. I'll at least get the federal one done today, hopefully. But yeah, so on to the writing tasks we are, and it's going, and I'm hoping that I can finally like chunk this and be like, done. But yeah, so that's where we are. All right, let me scroll back up and see where we were. Oh, this is where Devin was saying, what does the fox say? Because we were using the fox timer. And now Devin has the song stuck in his head, which is fantastic. And Maggie is laughing at Devin, and Chandra is here. Hello. How are you? Chandra, I don't know if you saw this, but I did get the deck that you have been raving about, the True Black deck. So I've not done any full readings with it because I'm still trying to familiarize myself with the cards, but I am. They're so pretty. They are so pretty. I just can't. They are gorgeous. So yes, I'm loving them. And they're so pretty. So anyway, so I have been familiarizing myself with the deck, but I have not done any full readings with them. I'm kind of scared since you say that they are, and based on the streams that you have done with them, they're very, very blunt, shall we say. So Devin says, hashtag chipper Chandra. And Maggie says hello to Chandra as well. And Becca arrived. And so I popped the spirit animal for the day in the chat. And Becca says, I feel like these cards keep calling me out because you're wanting to switch. You still haven't finished your script. It ended up being 20 more pages instead of 10. So you're back to needing to finish 10 pages. Gotcha. But at least you got those initial 10 done. So that I am super pleased about. So Kai says 614 words. Nice. You really did get into that scene. That's awesome. And Elizabeth says, got my lesson planned. Now you're preparing for teacher-parent conference tomorrow. That you are not so psyched for. Oh, yes. That is one of the things that I'm very pleased that I did, which was different at the middle school level and the high school level. Because at the high school level, you just gave the kids back their stuff, or it was done electronically. Here you are. With the middle school level, I kept a lot of their work with me, sort of like in their binders that stayed in the room. And so when we had parent-teacher conferences and the parents were like, I don't understand. My child has always done fantastically, has always gotten all A's. And I'm like, oh, here's their notebook where they have literally done half of the work, or less. Here's the assignments that they did a third of. Here's the XYZ that they did not do. Here's the blank notes that they didn't do. So if you have samples of student work that explain whatever the problem is, bring those. Bring copies of those, I suggest. But you already know that. So Kai says, all good luck. Sounds exhausting. Yes, they are very exhausting. Yes, it kind of is. Yes. Hopefully it'll be a good parent-teacher conference, or at least not as bad as you are dreading. So I'm crossing my fingers for you. So, and Jillian got another chapter done. Excellent. Yay. Megan says, I played some Don't Starve together. You are preparing for Sunday Fun Day later today in Charlie's Discord. Yay. Nail on the head. Yes. Nail on the head. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, those shifts between curriculum levels are really hard for a lot of kids. And so if I don't know what grade level you're teaching, Elizabeth, but that is those shifts between either buildings or curriculum levels or curriculum styles are really hard for kids and families. So parent-teacher conferences sound very different to how they are here. For us, it's just to catch up on where your child is and a celebration of their successes. And that's what it's supposed to be. And the majority of the time, that can be true. But for those kids who are struggling, or for the kids who have been so starved of interaction in the last few years, there's a lot of kids that with the last 2-3 years, they have not had peer interaction other than siblings, like at all, because of online schooling. And so you bring them back into the school setting, and the highlight of their day, the everything that they center around, is their interaction with friends, or having friends in the first place. And so school, just like, they don't care about that, because it is the school work. They don't care about it because the primary thing for them is that attention between the peers. And so there's a huge shift with kids who are at school for the social interaction, their social emotional needs. That is what they are there for. And so having to balance their educational needs and their social emotional well-being is very difficult in this time. Very, very difficult. And so there's a lot of parents who are coming to school and their kids are focusing highly on their social needs rather than the education. And they've also, like, they've not been in school for two and a half years because of the pandemic, and having to have them readjust to sharing space and materials with other children, or like, hallway space, or like the bathroom stall time, or like anything and everything. Like, you have, at school, you are no longer the center of the universe. And you can't just hit the mute button or the camera off button or whatever. And so it's a very different world. And these kids are struggling, like, for real. So CB got 46 words that time. Sorry, y'all. I just got up on a little soapbox there. Parent-teacher conferences when I went to school were just awful. Catholic school and self-explanatory. Yeah. So Julie has 4 kids, 3 with special needs and learning difficulties, but they're all mainstreamed, high-functioning. You've only had 2 times in the last 2 years of having to do online school. That's good. That's really good. Special needs, you were mainstreamed, and it was a waste of time because you learned very, very little. Should have been homeschooled. Yeah. For 2 years, everything has been in turmoil for them, and you don't blame them at all for coming back and prioritizing their social needs. Yeah. But then the grades are not good. Yeah. Yeah. And then the parents expect them to still be on the same track to, get all A's or go to college immediately, be on that college path or their vocational track. And they've lost 2, maybe 3 years of like real focused study time. Yeah. Yeah. And then it becomes a difficult task to tell them or explain to them and how to get them back on track. And yeah. Yeah. all the things. The result of your education actually has more to do with how archaic the Catholic Church is than to do with the actual schooling. That is one of the problems one of, not necessarily problems, maybe side effects of religious schooling. Ministry of Education requires the school to provide an environment that meets children's needs rather than the child having to adapt. It doesn't work everywhere, and some schools are better than others. Yes. Well, and there's also, this is the stated, like, objective. But then when we have all of the standardized tests and the funding that's based on standardized test results, and there's a lot that's broken in the United States school system. A lot. You're also a very active and involved parent. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is a worldwide issue. So, yeah. Alrighty. Now that I have been on my soapbox for a little bit, we have 15 minutes left. So, I'm going to give us a 15-minute where are we? All right, close enough. Are we on 4? No, though. We're doing 5. Okay. Share. Big. Okay, this one does have audio again. So the typewriter audio. So here we go. 15-minute cool down sprint. Let's do one more sprint and focus and get a little bit more done. So here we go. 15 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. That was the end of that sprint. That was a really good 15-minute sprint for me. I got the rest of this page. It was only about a third-ish of the way done, so I got the rest of that page. And then I got a full another page. I was like very, very end of that page when the timer went off. So pretty good. I liked that sprint. I was able to focus, able to get a good bit of this writing done. But the pen is still not dead. Good Lord, y'all. I did not think this pen had that much ink in it. So once again, I am super impressed by the amount of ink that is in this pen. So yeah. Nice. Got done with the majority of the things that were on my to-do list. I've gotten a bit of writing done. I've got my planner set up for next week. I've got my bullet journal set up for next week. I've gotten several things done, and I'm pleased. I am pleased. Devin says, I got food. Excellent, Devin. You won't be hungry then. 26 words for CB. Don't know. Your brain could be with the hummingbird. Who knows? The hummingbird that is flitting around doing whatever it wants. Maggie says the forever pen. Yes. And Kai got 439. You're enjoying and tearing your character's world apart today. There you go. Destruction. Jillian says, still plodding away at your editing. Excellent. Good. Elizabeth says, soon finished at 1 more 15 and you think you've got it. Ooh, nice. You were close then. You were close. Does anyone want the playlist for the Demon King? Yes. Yes, we want the playlist. Yes, please. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think I've read the majority of the translated novel for this. I don't know that I've read the manga or seen an anime for it. But yes, I would like this. But I think I've read this one. I think. Nice. Okay, thank you very much, Maggie. I appreciate that. I'll open that. Yes. Oh, so they did make a manga or an anime out of it. Yeah. So you saw the manga first. Gotcha. Yeah, I think I've read the novel with it. Although I don't know that I finished it. But I do know that I have read at least a good bit of it. So, okay, so you saw the manga first. Elizabeth says, yes, please. So here's the link to that. Excellent. And CB says, I would not know where to start with anime. I would say that I wonder if you would enjoy one of the ones that has the wrestling or the sports tournaments in it. I know there's a couple of older ones that have wrestling as sort of like the main sport. So you might enjoy one of those because there are sports animes as well. I'm trying to think of what the title of that one is that I'm thinking of, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So you might enjoy one of those. But then, like, you could always see if the premise for any of, like, the majorly popular ones are interesting to you. Because those are sometimes a little bit easier to find on, like, legal services, legal streaming sites. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, otherwise, you definitely go with the legal ones. Yes. So there's a cute one about a chef who goes back in time and pretends to be a boy so she can work as a chef. Have I seen that one? I don't know that I've seen that particular one, but I know there's a manga that again, a girl goes back in time, but she gets sort of like hired kind of by one of the warlords to improve the farming situation, and then it turns into sort of like logistics for warfare and all that kind of fun stuff. So they always, like, going back in time or isekaiing, they always get involved in a lot more shenanigans than you think. Cinderella Chef is what it's called. Nice. Okay. Samurai Champloo is fantastic, by the way. Love that one. Yes, also very good. Sue says, I don't have time now. Oh no. Yes, Maggie also loves Samurai Champloo. Samurai Champloo. Good Lord, I can't say it. One Piece, so good. It's so good. It's so good. Yes, start One Piece. You need to. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yes. Izakaya Nobu. Yes. Where there's a pub, like sort of like a family pub, that has their back door is connected to like contemporary life, and their front door is somehow connected to this isekai, this fantasy world. It's hilarious. I love it. And they also teach you how to cook. So that's a good one. There's also there's a manga where a guy is a decent cook, and he gets isekai'd. I can't remember if he gets isekai'd by the truck or by something else. Either way, by truck is usual the way. By truck or by car is usually the way to get isekai'd. And in fact, there's like a parody manga about the company that runs over people in trucks in order to like send them to a parallel world. Hilarious, by the way. So anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, yes. So the guy who's decent at cooking gets transported, and he somehow, by cooking, he attracts the smell of his cooking attracts a Fenrir. And so then the Fenrir is like, you should be my like summon contract thing, so that I can eat your food 3 times a day. Because yeah. So this like mythical legendary creature demands to be contracted to this character because he wants good food. And it's hilarious. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But then there's like a spin-off manga of one of the other characters, because he collects a little slime that also likes his food. And so there's this little spin-off that has the slime character as the main character. It's hilarious and adorable. And yes. Yes. You'll stick with Disney animation since you haven't seen Frozen or Frozen 2 or Moana or Encanto. Wow. Or Toy Story 3 or 4. There's a lot to be seen. You're watching the animated Battle Through Heavens. Okay, but you're struggling because it doesn't have closed captions yet, and you're missing a lot of the story. Yeah. Yeah. Totally get that. Yeah. Oh, that One Piece can be intimidating because it is so long. Yes. But take it one arc at a time. Yes. And there are certain arcs that you can totally skip because they are fluff and filler. So there are certain arcs that if you don't find them enjoyable, just go to the next arc. Yes. Yes. My introduction to One Piece was I walked into a friend's dorm room, and it was in the desert arc. And Luffy, the main character, is launching himself into a restaurant, and he like essentially just knocks his brother and a marine captain out of the way because he's so hungry. It's hilarious. that was my introduction to One Piece. So, Kai says Encanto made your eyes cry out. Yes. The last Spanish song, My Eyes Were Rivers. Yes. Yes. What was the Disney film before Frozen? Was it Brave or was it Tangled? I'm not sure which one came first chronologically. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. Next day you cried just thinking about it. You haven't seen that one either. Devin loves Frozen. Well, you live in Canada. I mean, you might be required to. Tangled came first, you think? One of the best ones. It is very good. No. The stream will not end with me singing Let It Go. Will not do it. But it is time to end the stream. So, I leave you with hopefully a better off position than you were, getting your to-do list, getting your writing done, getting your productivity stuff done. Let me copy paste Devin's playlist again so that you can find the other things that are going on this evening. And, have the fun. Don't forget to save your document before you leave. Save it. And have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. And I will see y'all on Monday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I already have this next week scheduled, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks and goodbye.